Tom's unexpected evening. Tom had a long day at work, and by the time he got home, he felt completely exhausted. He wanted to relax, so he decided to make himself a quick dinner. As he was cooking, he remembered that he had planned to meet his friend Jake for a movie night. "Oh no," Tom said to himself. "I completely forgot." He checked the time. It was already 7:30 p.m., and the movie started at 8 p.m. While Tom was rushing to finish his dinner, his phone rang. It was Jake. "Hey, Tom. Where are you?" Jake asked. Tom quickly replied, "Sorry, I was cooking and I lost track of time. I'll be there soon." He hung up, grabbed his coat, and left the house in a hurry. As Tom was walking to the bus stop, he realized he had forgotten his wallet at home. "Great, just great," he muttered. He turned back and ran all the way to his apartment. While he was searching for his wallet, his cat Milo was sitting on the couch, looking at him curiously. "I wish I could stay home like you," Tom said with a smile. Once Tom finally found his wallet, he rushed out the door again. By the time he reached the bus stop, the bus was pulling away. He waved his arms and shouted, but the driver didn't see him. "What a day," Tom sighed. He stood there, thinking about what to do next. While he was waiting for the next bus, it started to rain. Tom didn't have an umbrella, so he got soaked. As he was standing there, shivering and wet, he thought about how much he just wanted to be at home with a cup of tea. "Why do these things always happen to me?" he wondered. Finally, another bus arrived, and Tom got on. He found a seat and sat down, feeling tired and cold. As the bus was moving, Tom noticed a little boy who was staring out of the window. The boy looked excited and pointed at the lights outside. "Look, Mom," he said, "it's so beautiful." Tom couldn't help but smile. Sometimes, even on the worst days, there are little things that can make you smile. When Tom arrived at the cinema, Jake was waiting for him. "You made it," Jake said, laughing. "Barely," Tom replied, shaking his head. "You won't believe the evening I've had." They went in and found their seats just as the movie was starting. As they were watching the film, Tom began to relax. It was a great movie, full of action and suspense. During one of the scenes, a character was running away from danger, and Tom suddenly remembered his own mad dash to the bus stop earlier that evening. He chuckled quietly to himself. After the movie, Jake asked, "Do you want to grab something to eat?" Tom agreed, and they found a nearby cafe. While they were sitting there, they talked about their day. Jake shared a funny story about his boss, and Tom told Jake about his adventure with the rain and the bus. They laughed together, and Tom felt much better. As they were chatting, the cafe started to close. Tom looked at his watch and realized it was nearly midnight. "I should head home," he said. "It's been a long day." Jake nodded and said, "Yeah, but it turned out to be a pretty good evening, didn't it?" Tom smiled and replied, "You're right. It wasn't perfect, but it was definitely memorable." Tom finally returned home, feeling tired but happy. He sat down on his couch, and his cat Milo immediately jumped up beside him. "You won't believe the evening I've had," Tom said to Milo. "But you know what? It wasn't so bad after all." As Tom was drifting off to sleep, he thought about how even the most ordinary days can turn into something special. Vocabulary. Exhausted, adjective. Meaning, very tired. Example, Tom had a long day at work, and by the time he got home, he felt completely exhausted. Relax, verb. Meaning, to rest or take it easy. Example, he wanted to relax, so he decided to make himself a quick dinner. Rushed, verb, past tense. Meaning, moved quickly because of being in a hurry. Example, while Tom was rushing to finish his dinner, his phone rang. Track, noun. Meaning, awareness of something. Example, I lost track of time. Forgotten, verb, past participle. Meaning, failed to remember. Example, he realized he had forgotten his wallet at home. Muttered, verb, past tense. Meaning, spoke in a low or quiet voice, often in a way that's hard to hear. Example, great, just great, he muttered. Curiously, adverb. Meaning, in a way that shows a desire to learn or know more. Example, his cat Milo was sitting on the couch, looking at him curiously. Shivering, verb, present participle. Meaning, trembling or shaking because of cold or fear. Example, as he was standing there, shivering and wet, he thought about how much he just wanted to be at home with a cup of tea. Soaked, adjective. Meaning, completely wet. Example, Tom didn't have an umbrella, so he got soaked. Pulling away, phrasal verb. Meaning, starting to move. Example, by the time he reached the bus stop, the bus was pulling away. Memorable, adjective. Meaning, worth remembering, easy to remember. Example, it wasn't perfect, but it was definitely memorable. Dash, noun. Meaning, a quick run. Example, he remembered his own mad dash to the bus stop earlier that evening. Adventure, noun. Meaning, an unusual or exciting experience. Example, Tom told Jake about his adventure with the rain and the bus. Challenging, adjective. Meaning, difficult in an interesting or enjoyable way. Example, today was challenging, but it was also rewarding. Rewarding, adjective. Meaning, providing satisfaction, worthwhile. Example, even though today was challenging, it was also rewarding. Realized, verb, past tense. Meaning, became aware of something. Example, Tom realized it was nearly midnight. Staring, verb, present participle. Meaning, looking at something for a long time. Example, Tom noticed a little boy who was staring out of the window. Appreciate, verb. Meaning, to recognize the value of something. Example, Jake said, I really appreciate your hard work. Drifting off, phrasal verb. Meaning, gradually falling asleep. Example, as Tom was drifting off to sleep, he thought about how even the most ordinary days can turn into something special. Occasionally, adverb. Meaning, sometimes but not often. Example, the boy occasionally glanced at his mom, smiling with excitement.